remember this kid, his name was David. He lent me the Black Album. I don't remember if it was cassette or it was CD. I just cannot remember. I brought it home and that was the first thing of metal I ever heard.
I think I stole like my dad's CDs. I started listening to like the box of CDs that he had, like Alice in Chains, like Led Zeppelin, Soundgarden, stuff like that.
It was just hearing bands like Metallica and Iron Maiden, and then seeing like live DVDs. Oh, there wasn't DVDs in. Live VHSs.
Like started finding about heavier bands and just kind of kept progressing.
Metallica and Megadeth, and Slayer, and all that stuff. And then the more I got into metal, the more I wanted to hear more metal, and just kind of branched off into every type of metal genre you could think of, trying to hear as much as possible.
I'd go see like any bands that were coming through, if it was a death metal band or black metal. If I didn't even know any of their songs, I would just go see it because I loved the energy of heavier music.
And then once I started getting into metal, I just kind of had the urge to play guitar, and they kind of became the same thing. It was like metal and guitar.
And I started hearing that this is how music can be played. So I started taking guitar a little more seriously, and I said, this is how I want to play.
When the whole new wave of American heavy metal kind of started, that was kind of the inspiration of, I could do this.
I think I said to my mom, I said, this is what I want to do when I grow up. The last year was a long year. We were out for about 10 months, from January to December, which is a long time to be away from your family, and a long time to be with the same people, the same crew, and the same band. Thankfully, I love my band members, so it's easy to be with them at all times.
On previous records, in particular, the album Shogun we did in Nashville, and we were all living in some condos.
I remember my apartment had a roly-poly infestation. All these roly-polies rolled over the floor one day.
Studio was right up the road. It was a really, convenient situation, but this is like condensing all of that. We're living right next to the studio space.
This is awesome. Like David, he really made it better for us, a better environment, and like eating well, and just like little stuff like that makes the whole difference in making the record.
We've basically eaten and drank everything they have in the house. I think we consume 10 gallons of water a week, something like that, and eat a lot of food.
When we were writing this stuff, prior to, diving into everything, working with David here, we had the idea in our mind that we wanted to have more groove.
David really wanted us to not be so rehearsed to where we were married to all our parts, that they had to be this way. We'd become so used to them.
I think that everybody's in the right mindset where they think this is what they want to hear, and this is like the best stuff that we've written. It's the most fun. I think that's like the main thing, the most fun stuff we've written, and we like just like hearing what we want to hear.
We just wanted the music to be, just stuff that as soon as you heard it just made you want to like bang your head, and you get sucked into a groove.
We've worked with awesome people all through our career, but working with someone that is a singer, before anything else, that's a skill that he's learned all his life, and to give us a little bit of insight on how to take these songs to a new level with vocals has been just so valuable to us.
Some people use auto-tune as sort of a crutch. Like, we get a vocal take and you're like, that's good enough, we can tune that. But David's just against it. He's really into like people performing what they're going to do on the record, as well as be able to do it live.
Since there was none of that going on, we actually had to be able to pull off everything. We actually had to practice what we were preaching. And it's going to help out a lot when we take these songs on the road. We know that we can actually perform them. I guess some of the things are going to be tricky with some of the rewrites and the guitar parts, and singing and playing some of these things that have two completely different rhythms, but I always welcome a challenge, so it'll be good to do that.
We wanted it to sound real as possible, and that's exactly what we did. There's no fake stuff on the album. Every drum take is legit.
Claim immunity, claim immunity, claim immunity. There you go. Again.
a lot of producers really don't care about how you sound live. And they don't care about whether or not you're going to be able to do it live or whatever. It's like, you know, they kind of look at a record as something that's like completely separate than a live show and a song. And that's a different perspective on it, is to like really want the song to be great live as well. So, I mean, that's part of it. It's not only just like, yeah, let's get this part, but like, let's make sure that you can kill it live as well.
We do everything that the four of us can do live. And there's no cheating or assistance of, you know, a computer to help us recreate the music live.
That's, I guess, just one thing that we really aimed for, is that we wanted to make an album that not only lyrically is a little bit more aggressive, a little darker, but, you know, we wanted musically to have that thing that we always wanted, which is capture our live sound on record the best we could.